Hey, what's up? Hey guys, this is Daniel with My Bible Journey. I've been thinking about an experience that I've had. It was a couple different experiences I've had where I guess one thing about me is that I've learned about myself and observing myself and watching myself is that I'm a very curious individual. And when I say curious, I mean I like to learn about people and their journeys and their experiences, and particularly how their experiences and journeys, what are the connections or what are the relationships to the Bible, and the narrative and the story of the Bible that they have. I see a lot of connections in my own personal life, but in general, and I think that's something that's interesting to look into, is how does the narrative and the story of the Bible connect with our everyday life? And that's kind of what this channel is about. And so I'm kind of right in line with where I want to go with this. I was at a homeless shelter, and I had came into contact. I interviewed basically three people, and these three individuals identified themselves as either homosexual or transgender. And so I know what the Bible says about that, and but I'm curious to learn about. I was curious to learn about their experiences and how did they arrive at the places they arrive. How did they arrive at the actual experience, actual preference or desires that they arrived at, right? So what I did was I just started asking questions, and I wanted to understand their journey, and from the information that I had learned about them, there were three core similarities, and two out of the three people I interviewed. When I say interview, just investigate and learn about their story and try to understand them better. 2 out of 3 of the stories had very similar, actually 3 out of 3 of them had very similar similarities. And what I want to do in this video is I want to kind of explore those similarities, and I want to try to get a better understanding of that. So first similarity was in 2 of the 3 individuals that I had studied like some type of doctor, or just I learned about it, investigated, and found out about through just relationship and conversation and just asking questions. 2 of the 3, when I started asking them questions about their childhood and their experiences as children, 2 of the 3 people, it was 2 to 3 males, it was males that I interviewed, they had someone in there, they had a couple of people, right, in their upbringing that identified them as either feminine, or they identified or called them, you're feminine, or you're like a girl, you're acting like a girl, you're acting like a girl. One of the individuals, they're close relatives, and these were close relatively people, and some of these were people in the community, and some of these are people at their school, identified them as feminine, or when you get older you're going to be gay, or you're feminine or something like that. So they identified them as that, and 2 out of the 3 of the individuals did not, when they were younger, and I'm sure children are trying to figure out who they are, so they didn't really understand, but 2 out of the 3 individuals did not, try to fight that or try to reject that. They didn't really do anything with it, and as they got older into their teen years and people kept saying that about them, they began to identify themselves in that way as well. They took on the idea that I'm gay, or I'm feminine, or so they took that idea on and they accepted that, and so that was kind of a similar theme, and it was very interesting to see that correlation, and the fact that they didn't resist that, that when someone called them that was interesting, and that they actually accepted and then believed, and then once they believed, they started acting out of their beliefs. One of the individuals actually had a thought. They had mentioned that they had a thought, hey, well, you know, since you already are in this lifestyle, you might as well go ahead and start doing things that is consistent, you know, with this lifestyle, right? And so that's what the individual started doing. But so that was one of the similarities. Another similarity was 2 out of the 3 individuals said that, number one, so I you know, talked through them and communicated with them, and one thing I learned about them was that I asked them, hey, like, what would you call, like, if a male is attracted to another male, how would you categorize that? What do you call, what is that? What is attraction? What does that attraction mean? And I mean, attraction, I mean, in some senses could actually literally mean desire. So when I interviewed those individuals, they confirmed that yes, they had a actual desire for males, you know. And so my question for them was, okay, well, how in your journey, you know, did you come to connect your identity with your desire, right? And then, so for me, again, and so for me, it's like, and what would be the difference, right? What would be the difference if I were to say, hey, you know, well, I desire hamburgers, so does that make me a hamburger? Or if I desire to be rich, does the desire to be rich actually make me rich, right? Or if I desire, you know, a Lamborghini, right? Does that desire make me a Lamborghini? So my question again is, how does your desire for how did they, in their journey and their experience, come to identify, you know, with their desire for, you know, the same ex males, you know? So that's my question, and I would like to talk more about this, but unfortunately I'm in the middle of a task, so I'm gonna move on. But hey, you know, if you're a part of that community and you want to reach out and talk to me, I'd be more than interested to reach out and learn a little bit more and have a little bit more conversation. So please, or you can leave a comment below, and like and share this if you feel like this is something that more people maybe need to talk about and hear about, so that, you know, as a believer, as a Christian, I genuinely seek to want to understand a little bit more, you know, just about, you know, the experience of people who identify as a part of that community. So thank you so much for listening to this, and you guys have a great day. Okay, gotta go. Peace.